Alright, this lesson is going to be about solving systems of linear equations by graphing. Now, I know initially that might sound very complicated, but you'll notice in a few minutes it's not too bad. When they're referring to solving a system, they're referring to two or more equations, inequalities. It's going to be a group of equations, put it that way. Linear equations mean these equations are going to form straight lines, and graphing is to be, plotting some points and going from there. So let's look at the first example. So you'll notice here we talked about systems being multiple equations. Well, we have two equations here. You have in letter A, you have x plus y equals 7, and you have 2x minus 3y equals negative 11. The question asks us, tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the system of linear equations. So you'll notice the x is 2 and the y is 5. What they're asking is if you can take this point, 2, 5, is it possible for you to plug it into this equation and for it to be true? Well, that's literally all you need to do at this point. So when you plug in this problem, you substitute 2 for the x and then the 5 for the y, and it looks like this. Is 2 plus 5 equal to 7? The answer is yes, it is. So far this is a valid solution. Next thing you're going to do, that was equation 1. This is a system, so there's two of them or more. Do it for the second one. So you plug in the 2 and the 5 into the corresponding values. 2 for x, 5 for the y. 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 3 times 5 is minus 15. So 4 minus 15 is negative 11. Is negative 11 equal to negative 11? The answer is yes. Because it's true for both, we can say that the answer, ordered pair 2, 5, is the solution to that system. Letter B, exact same thing. They're giving us x is negative 2, y is 0. We're going to take this x and plug it right in here to this x right here, and take this y and plug it into that y right there, and plug it in and see if it works. Okay, so we're going on to the next one. Plug in there, and we'll see. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Yep, that one works. Let's do it for the second equation. Same thing, write the equation. Plug in negative 2 and 0 to the appropriate values. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. Is 0 equal to 2? The answer is no, it is not. 0 is not equal to 2. Therefore, we can say that negative 2, 0 is not a solution of this system right there. Okay? So to summarize what this whole section is talking about is that if you were ever given a point, okay, in a system, you can always check it in the into the original equations and see if it works. If it works out, it's correct. If it doesn't work out, something's wrong. All right. With that said, I want you to give these a try. Okay. Go ahead and freeze it. All right. Here's the answer. No and yes. When you plug in over here, 1 for the x. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus a negative 2 is 0. This one works. But when you plug in down here, 1 goes in here for that x, which is negative 1. Negative 2 goes here. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 1 plus negative 4 is negative 5. Negative 5 is not equal to 5 there. Over here, when you plug these in, 1 and 4, plug in x equals 1 there. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4, which matches up. And then down here, plug in 1 for x. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4, so 4 is equal to this 4, so it's correct. All right, last one. Okay. Well, when we introduce systems, we're going to look at the graphing piece. You saw that those points. Well, when you're talking about systems of equations, one of the first things we always talk about is how to graph these. Well, if you remember back in the functions chapter, we talk about slope-intercept form. Right here is the y equals mx plus b form. Okay, the b being the y-intercept, your starting location where you graph, and then the m in front of the x is always your slope. So if we were to graph these two equations, the point at which they are intersecting is our answer. Now, if you do it on regular paper, you're obviously going to have a hard time trying to find the exact point. That's where other types of problems come into play. So notice this one, you have the y-intercept of 5 right here. The slope is negative 2, which means down 2, right 1. So this is that line right there. This equation is y equals 4x minus 1, which this y-intercept is negative 1. Slope is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. write 1, draw a line through that. The point at which they intersect is our solution. You'll notice that, and that point is 1, 3. Now, obviously, graph paper makes it a little easier. Give these next couple a try. Make sure you freeze it, and here are the answers.